everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deontay Burton, aka Mr. Short Dollar. Remix. What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Your boy Deontay Burton, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Got a great show tonight. Tonight we're going to discuss, who is titled "The Fed Rate is Going Up," and you about the Fed rate is going. I miswrote it down. Wrong.
The Fed rate is about to make you start looking for a job soon.
Yeah. The Fed, in other words, the Fed rate is going up. You'll be job hunting soon. Right. And what I want to have the show discussing tonight is because with the Fed rate going up, I want a lot of people to understand, because you hear it all the time. People like, well, the rate's going up. The Federal Reserve is increasing the actual prime rate, or the rate is going up. But I don't think a lot of people truly understand exactly what that entails and what the impact that it will have, and the reason why they're even doing it, as opposed to sometimes people look kind of like it's a taboo thing. Like, man, they bringing up rates and they hear it, but they really don't even know what the hell that means. Mm-hmm. But I just want people to understand the uncomfortable effect that it short term wise that it has, and also the long term positive that it's in the intentions that the Fed has with raising the rate. But again, the flip side of it is, and we start talking about those short term uncomfortable things, is I think a lot of people are finna feel the ramifications of the Great Resignation.
Is that right?
Job hunting, a lot of stuff finna get real tight.
Oh,
so that's what I want to talk about tonight. The Fed rate is growing up, so you're gonna be job hunting real soon. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producers, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? We had a tumultuous start, but we good.
I told you, man, we're the king of improvising.
That's right.
We make it happen. Also, it's up to my other producer, Slick316. What's happening, Reek? Again, it's the Dollar Hour. I am Deontay Burton. You guys know on Mr. Short Dollar, we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Got over 400 videos on the YouTube channel. Got a grant playlist, over 150 grant opportunities. So make sure, guys, the main platform, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter right now. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. So go there, subscribe to the channel. Make sure that $ subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell to get a notification each time we upload a new video. Now, again, going back to what we're talking about tonight, the Fed rate is going up. I know everybody seen it went up to, what was it, 3.75 or 0.75 points it went up?
Today?
Yesterday.
Today it went up, right? Yesterday.
Yesterday it went up, 3/4 of points, right?
Right.
And so when people hear it, you're like, what does that mean? And typically, all the people understand the Federal Reserve, and then you have your Fed chairman. God, I feel bad. I can't even think the damn name right now. But they're in charge of the fiscal policy and the fiscal management of the United States and the U.S. Treasury. And what their job entails is to make sure that the economy is going to flow in a proper way. Mm-hmm. So, and make sure we don't have recessions, we don't have certain spikes and things like that. And so what people have to take into consideration, if you haven't noticed, you've had probably in the past year tremendous raising in home prices, tremendous raising in rental prices, tremendous raising in car prices. You've seen also spikes in gas, spikes in cost of goods and services. Everything is just going up. So you got this thing going, these the cost and prices going up. The infusion, or what the Fed tries to do is keep it balanced. Mm-hmm. So what they'll do is raise the rate, and the rate is what pretty much just the cost of borrowing. Okay. So they have their rate, and then most of your lenders or banks, i.e. banks or mortgage brokers or whatever it is, they'll add their certain percentage on it at the end of it, and that's your interest rate that you'll borrow at. The thought process is with raising rates is that if the cost to borrow or the cost to do business is increased, people will slow down purchases.
Okay.
And so that's why you do that, because that way, remember the inverse. If the cost to borrow goes up, the price has to come down, because we look at basic economic supply and demand.
Okay.
If it costs more for me to acquire it, less people gonna want to do it. So I'm going to drop my price in relation to it. Okay. So that's kind of like the whole thought process we're doing it. So when we discussing this, the Fed rate going up, you'll be looking for a job soon. What I want people to understand, we go back over the past probably 18 months, maybe 2 years, where that whole great resignation.
Right.
Everybody like, I ain't even with this no more. You got people, in essence, were getting the $300 a week, federal unemployment. Maybe getting you $600 a week, job unemployment.
Right.
And I mean, they were doing well. And
Real
Real well. You can do that and do a little door dashing, a little, OnlyFans, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And you don't went from making $1,500, $2,000 a month, and now you're making $3,600, $4,000, $5,000
a month.
Especially if something good to show on OnlyFans.
Right. $1 million.
Yeah.
$100,000 a month.
But real talk, you see, that this whole mass insurgence of people that were leaving their jobs. Everybody, was starting certain things. You getting all this damn disaster and PPP money. I mean, it was crazy. We were in a pandemic and nobody could do business, but everybody was just instantly getting all this money and stuff. All this money circulating. The government's printing all this money out, giving everything out to everybody, because when we go back to 2008, 2009, we had that major crash. One of the biggest difficulties, and I think that really hurt everyone, was what? The banks just stopped.
Just stop
loaning. We ain't helping nobody nothing.
Right.
I shared with you guys before, my story in regards to when I went from $30,000 with $30,000 to $35,000 line of credit to $5,000 overnight, and in essence caused me to lose all my cleaning contracts because I couldn't afford to pay payroll. So the government was looking like, look, we have any kind of slowdown or anything like that now, where we don't want people to go through what they went through before, i.e., so that's why you create the disaster loans and the PPP loans with doing it. Unfortunately, far too many people took advantage of those products that didn't need to take advantage of those products, and we're where we're at right now. Everybody got their LLCs, everybody got all their businesses and stuff, but they don't know where the hell that money went.
That's right.
They don't have no idea where that damn money went, and probably sweating bullets, worried about if they're going to get some kind of fraud call, or even knowing the time coming up when they got to start making them payments on the disaster loans, which not going to bite too many people because they fixed out over 30 years.
Right.
But seriously, man, a lot of folks lost a lot. Well, gained a lot, but lost a lot too. And now they're back at the point, hey, I guess I got to start working. Influx of it is people just stop working, especially your basic manual jobs. And then you got all these fast food places. They looking for folks, and everybody want higher wages. You see it everywhere. So then you got fast food paying $15 an hour and all this other kind of stuff. Everybody deciding to Uber, Lyft, DoorDash.
Everybody trying to get an Airbnb.
Hey, there you go. We turn to a straight gig economy. Guys, if you notice, I'm drinking a little water. We got a Charles Lincoln Harper High annual Harper Day this Saturday, July 30th, from noon to 6 o'clock on Fathom Road. I'm forgetting the address, but it's at Harper Archer Elementary. This Saturday, again, Charles Lincoln Harper High is from all the classes 1964 to 1995. But even got when Harper Archer came along, that was up, I think, through 99. So it's at Harper Archer Elementary School this Saturday. We're going to party. We're going to party. So your boy drinking water now because I know I'm going to be out there in the sun. So I always say if I'm going to be in intense heat, I try to hydrate 72 hours prior.
Oh, okay.
Because that sun and drunk don't really mix.
Sun and drunk.
No. There's a couple people out there flopping.
Right.
Heat casuals, but not your boy. So I want if you see me doing this, I still got my stick, but I'm drinking water today.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, when you start thinking about how everybody was just going and doing their own thing and stuff, you had everybody starting to, and it's cool because when you get that cash infusing, that is the time for people start chasing their dreams. So everybody starting their lawn companies, everybody start making their candles and cups and all this other kind of stuff. So I love entrepreneurship. So anytime people want to take that walk to do it, I'm excited about it. The problem comes up is that what people don't understand, when you start want to go into business, if it was so easy, everybody would do it.
Right.
And it's the things that you don't have to pay for will deem you to be successful in business. being disciplined, being on time, hard work, being able to, have commitments, perseverance, resilience. Those are the things that make you successful in business, because you're going to have to do a lot of things before money comes in, and also do a lot of things when money is not coming in to keep your business on track.
That's right.
So a lot of times when people think, if I had some money, I'd be able to do this, those are the things. You can start it, but it's going to be hard to maintain for the simple fact it's always going to come back to do it. But that's what I think a lot of people had to find out the hard way in regards to that. Because a lot of people got several loans and all that kind of stuff, but the basic thing happened to everybody bought a lot of Dodge Challengers. So, with that said, man, I want to have the discussion tonight because you got a lot of people. Again, it's a nice show we're talking about. The Fed rate went up. A lot of people going to be job hunting soon. So when we start going to that next phase of it, you had all these companies. Again, you get manual jobs. They giving signing bonus. They're getting all this stuff at McDonald's, Wendy's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and you sitting there like, what's going on? And what you force a lot of these companies to do, people like, we got an upper hand. We're going to make them pay us more money. In essence, you really didn't do that. What you did was you forced their hand to make capital investments in the things that didn't have to do with, just your basic business. What I mean by that, that's when people started investing in AI. That's when they started investing in warehouses, robots and stuff like that. So now you're going to have a robotic arm making it, and that's why you started downsizing the amount of people at a fast food restaurant. You had, less people working, you have the, more touchstone and more self-serving yourself. Now we got technological advances. You got where you might have a warehouse with 50 people 10, 15 years ago. They condensed it to 5 because, Charlie the robot is pulling orders now.
Right.
And you force that. You force people to put more money into robotic-driven cars and trucks. The technology is advancing, and it'll be here before you know it.
I saw a video of a robot in China, or Japan, one of them, where they were bringing the food out to the table.
Bring the food out to the table.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal, Lab. Just because we don't see it here, probably other places. When we start talking about like the Fed rate is going up, we start looking at instead of just hearing and understanding really the tangible impact that it's having. So we look at what brought a lot of this stuff to happen. So you see, pandemic come, people quit because they get all this cash infusion with the payments, the PPP, disaster loan. People go working for themselves, gig economy, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and all that kind of stuff. So now what happens is you had a shortage of people working. You force these businesses' hands. And now you see now people can't make sales and do other things like they normally do because now you got this spike going on with all the different products and services, especially like your housing market.
Right.
You see everything surging up. I mean, even if you sell your house now, where the hell you going to stay?
True.
Rates are going up. You got apartments, the chip shortage, shot up car prices. So now you're sitting there looking like, look, inflation has just went all the way up. And I don't think people understand that some things aren't as simple as Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or Donald Trump. Because we know economics, it goes in cycles. One thing that you do here causes a ripple effect, and you might not see the result to 6 months, a year, or 2 years down the road. That's why you see like a lot of probably fiscal policies and initiatives President Obama put in. You didn't see him till the Trump.
He took advantage of it.
At the end of the day, damn well he was gonna say, well, this was attributed from the Obama administration.
Right.
But that's how economics work.
Right.
And so why I say all this is that now you look at we go into the government had to step in. So then you see the Federal Reserve coming in. Look, we got to raise the rates. Rates are raising up, and you see that probably over the past year they've been steadily increasing. And now you just from what we probably at maybe 3% this time last year.
Were we that high last year?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I don't think it was that high last year
You
because
think
it
it
would
was
be
that
such a shock. Now, if we were that high last
Definitely,
year,
it had to be too something because I just talked to somebody today. They have refinanced at 4% last year. So you just taking that in consideration, man. How just people going, from the cost of doing business this time last year as opposed to now. So they've been increasing over the past year. You see steadily what they're trying to do is because we looking at probably the onset of recession,
Mm-hmm.
and we know by definition a recession is what a steady decline in GDP over 2 quarters. What we mean by that, that's the government spend. I mean, the spending in a certain economy with doing it. So if your economy is putting out less than what it's putting out over a 2-quarter period, that's when you technically have had a recession.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
that's a finance guy talking. I want to make sure I ain't confusing nobody.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people say they can't get a damn job or they can't get a loan. We're in a recession, but technically it's just we look at the GDP and it's really just your national output.
Okay.
So we start looking at things slowing down. So we kind of like at the onset, and from the first quarter to the second quarter, there were 2 losses, but they were just minimal. So they don't want to say we're in a recession because it was just still I think maybe it was nowhere near the kind of decline. I think maybe like 1 or 2% decline in the second quarter 22 from the first one.
Okay.
Was the GDP? So they haven't technically said that was nothing major, especially 5 or 6%, anything like that. But that's why these things are in place, raising the rates theoretically. So if the rates going up, the cost to borrow is more. So now you can't go buy that $300,000 or $400,000 house. Now they selling it for that,
Right.
but ain't nobody finna buy it at on 8 or 9%.
Right.
So what that does, because they can't do it,
Drop that
the
price
start
down.
dropping.
Right.
So that's what happened. So the Fed is starting to do that because we're at the onset of that recession, and you start to see is to create that inverse. Less spending, money starts slowing down, but also what we start looking at, companies can't get cash infusions. Prices are high. It's starting to lay people off.
That's true.
And what I want people to be, I keep pushing this all the time, stop being so reactionary. Be proactive. Don't spend less time focusing on what's going on around you. Spend more time focusing on what you got to do.
Okay.
Because it's one thing to sit here and, whine, complain, and fuss about, hey, times are getting tough, times are getting rough. Focus on your next move, what you need to be doing. Because, again, especially like we started saying with some of these jobs, when I say, I don't want to use manual job, but just say, I'm trying to find the right damn word. But,
White collar.
Huh?
White collar jobs.
Well, I ain't talking about white collar, blue collar jobs.
Blue collar jobs.
A lot of them, to be honest with you, when you got, even if it's somewhat kind of skilled labor, hey, you not them, but those industries, we always know the number one thing to trim is payroll.
Right, because they're expensive.
Exactly.
Profits.
And again, this going to affect white collar jobs too.
It is.
But the thing of it is, we do know typical white collar jobs, depending on the skill level, you can bounce to something else. Like we talked the other week about, just the way to make yourself recession proof is to make sure that you follow them 2 categories, that thinkers and fixers. We're always gonna need you.
Right.
Unfortunately, everybody's not a creator, not an innovator, and damn sure a lot of them can't fix a damn thing.
Right.
But if you're one of those 2, I always tell people, if you follow them 2 categories, thinker or fixer, the world always gonna have a place for you. But unfortunately, people avoid trying to invest in themselves and get another skill set to make them do that.
Try to learn something else. They just set on that one thing.
Exactly.
Right.
But if you guys have noticed, a lot of companies are trimming the fat, laying off this, they're laying off that, and a lot of things are happening because again that rate is going up. They see it coming because again the output has to stop, and they're going to adjust. They're going to adjust. You can't. So even if you are doing your DoorDash and all these other kind, everything's going to have some kind of inverse where the cost is going to go up so much that everybody's going to stop spending, and they'll have a positive level off. But I want people to be understanding what's coming. They say winter is coming. They need to get ready for it.
It's coming. So let me ask you a question. As not an economics or a CPA, such as yourself, I know a lot of people probably thinking, well, so what? The rate going up? My job is this. Like let's just say, I'm a truck mechanic. What that's got to do with me? All trucks are always going to need to be fixed. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how is that going to affect me?
Well, it affects you because of the activity. At the end of the day, you'll see. If you're right, you're out there working, you're fixing on trucks. But you're fixing on a shop full of trucks at one point, and in a couple months, y'all might be only fixing on 2 or 3 trucks.
Oh, okay.
There's not many more trucks on the road. I mean, that's the thing about it.
Okay.
Activity will start to decrease.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about it. You people are trying the most because the function with all the high costs, gas going up, all this stuff, just the cost of living and everything. You got to have some kind of shake. Well, look, man, we hyper increasing so much. We got to get this leveling off. It just can't keep going up.
Okay.
It can't keep going up. It's cool to be in a situation where you bought a house for X amount of dollars, and now that house, you bought it for $200,000. Now that house is valued at $400,000. I ain't got all the damn ice in here. Shit.
Can't get straw out.
Hell no. Hey,
Don't lose that damn straw.
Me and Lab caught hell trying to find my damn straw. Lab thought I was plumb damn crazy. I was like, man, I know I brought the damn straw here. But you got all the prices and everything been super hyper racing up, and you just gotta find some way to decrease it. And that's like I said, that's when the government steps in to actually do those particular things. Like I said, money slow down the print of money, make the cost of borrowing so high. So now you, like you said, I'm a mechanic. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And you just figure because people don't understand how we got this ecosystem of life, how what you do affects certain things. People just feel like, okay, that doesn't apply to me. But everything you do in this world will be applicable somewhere.
Right.
The impact may not be as much as some other people what they do in that particular job. And I'm not talking about from an income perspective. I'm just saying that everything that everyone does has some kind of imprint on the economy. I mean, just so many people don't understand that. But when you start looking at the raising of the gas prices, or I had to go to that point where the rate increasing, they're not gonna be selling so many trucks.
Okay.
Look how many people get used to it. Probably this time last year was able to get financing for trucks. To get business loans and stuff like that, the cost going up, so you're not gonna be able to do it. The rate gonna be too high. You ain't gonna be able to buy a house and stuff, all that kind of stuff. The money's just not gonna be circulating, so everything's gonna slow down. The point we're doing that is to make prices go down. So now you sit there and say, the house that was sold for $400,000, it go down to $200,000. So you want to kind of do that, but I will challenge everybody. That's a good question. Just kind of do some research in regards to whatever job you're working at, where that industry has some kind of impact in the overall economy. Be it restaurant, be it hotels, gas, warehousing and stuff like that. Because, I mean, we start talking about, logistics, supply chain management and all that kind of stuff. That stuff is pivotal, especially from a distribution standpoint.
That's true.
So if that stuff's slowing down, and a lot of things have to do with, just certain wait times and stuff, because now you got stuff that's been expensive, but it's just, massive delays. What's going on? Then you talk about with these transportation costs, man, this stuff is getting astronomical.
That's true.
So we always got to be kind of mindful of what we're doing and what we, like I say, this whole ecosystem of life, and, get more knowledgeable on how the imprint that we make with doing that. Anybody got, again, this is the Dialogue Tonight show. We're talking about the Fed rate is going up. You'll be looking for a job soon. And a lot of companies, they actually, typically we start looking at upper executive level, they're more so, from a strategic standpoint, they see the writing on the wall. Things gonna be the cost of business is gonna go up. We gotta start trimming some fat. And I just want people to start getting mentally prepared, because that ain't gonna affect me. That got nothing to do with me. Attitude is what get a lot of folks messed up.
Oh, okay.
It get a lot of people messed up, especially when you get jobs where you feel like you're comfortable. We're gonna be able to do that. That's one of the things about it. And to the point we just talked about earlier, it can be at any level with doing it. Right now, guys, again, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn. But again, the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. Guys, also, I didn't mention earlier, the tax course is out. How to Start Your Own Tax Business by yours truly, Deontay Burton. The link is in the description section on the YouTube video and the Facebook. But make sure you get that, guys. I want you if you're looking to get into the tax business, I got a whole full course on how to go through. I'm not teaching people, debits and credits or what's the deduction, more so how to run the business. I'm giving you guys, my knowledge for over 20 years in the business.
Okay.
How to start, run, manage, market, to run your show.
Okay.
I mean, run the show, run your tax
Your
business.
tax business.
Yeah, so
The,
you know,
the
check,
legitimate way.
yeah, legitimate way, and the way you're
Okay.
gonna make money. You know, I mean, I'm Mr. Short Dollar, I ain't Mr. Cheap Dollar. So you know,
Right,
shit,
right.
I'm gonna make some money, but I just want to give people that whole insight. So it's a great course. So make sure you guys look into it if you're interested in starting the tax business. And so again, tonight we're talking about the Fed rate going up. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
So with that said, have you ever thought about how what you do? Do you feel like, okay, man, I hear this stuff, but it doesn't, you know, affect me or anything like that?
No, I always think about job security and just being able to do certain. See, that's why I can do a bunch of things. I don't have a set skill. Like I've learned several things over time where I can go work at a restaurant. I can go help build a house. I can go do certain things if it comes to that. Of course, I've worked my way up from those things to where I'm at now. But at the same time, if you know, baby got to eat. You got, you know what I'm saying? Bills got to be paid. Bills don't stop just because you got laid off. You got to figure out your next step, your next move. Of course, you want to stay within the same income bracket you are because, just being honest, once you start making that money, your bills go up to that amount of money. You get what I'm saying? So you have to try to stay within that boundary. But yeah, I don't think really nowadays anybody can say that they have job security. It's just not. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible for you to say, man, I'm secure in this job. There's no 30-year working at the job and retiring from that job anymore. That's long gone with granddaddy and daddy, some daddies. You know what I'm saying? So that's just not the same. You always have to be prepared, even without a recession or a rate increase. You still have to be prepared that you may have to go. You know, you may have to move on.
Okay, to that point, that's a great point. Do you think, with that said, like what Lab was stating, that nobody should, you know, have this great degree of job security? You know, you got a company man mentality or whatever. So let's switch it. So I'm an entrepreneur. Everybody say, okay, well, look, I don't want to do that. I ain't working. I'm getting off the plantation. Da 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 da.
Right.
Like I tell you guys all the time, there's benefits being on the plantation. You know, you don't think about it till you don't have them.
Right.
But with that said, do you think? What are your thoughts on what people, when they want to go down that road of entrepreneurship, in regards to how what they'll be able to do as far as pivoting and adjusting when you do have them economic downturns? Because everybody, I got my food truck. I done started my daiquiri shop. I done started my bakery. And now people are not buying them.
Right.
You know, all those people, when I used to go to that particular lot, they used to come out there to the food truck. Hell, it used to be like people waiting in line around the corner. Now I'm sitting out here 3 or 4 hours, and I can't get hardly anybody come out there.
Right.
What do you think about when we start talking about entrepreneurs that want to go down that road to do that, and when stuff like that happen, like, because everybody, what the song say, sunny days, everybody love them. But
Yeah, yeah.
Baby, can't even stand the rain.
You can't stay in the rain.
Shit.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts in regards to that? Do you think people even give thoughts to that, or just straight positive input, outlook?
I think for entrepreneurs, as entrepreneurs, and you're an entrepreneur too, we always have a sunny outlook. We don't never want to think about the negative things that could happen, but there are negative, even like I said, there are negative things that can happen. You just have to be prepared. Like, I'll give you good, during the pandemic, nobody wasn't going outside, nobody wasn't doing nothing. So if I had a food truck, I got to pivot I got to start delivering some stuff now. You know, ain't nobody gonna come to the food truck because nobody's outside. So, bam, let me start delivering. Let me hire, you know, my nephew or something, pay him a little money, let him make deliveries. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
you gotta be able to adjust on the fly in order to make. I mean, that's with anything in order to make your business successful. Okay, I'm a food truck over here on this side of town. Well, let me move over on this side of town because these people make a little bit more money. They may be able to buy these things. You know what I'm saying? They may be able to afford these things. Or let me go to delivery. Or, to be honest with you, I may have to shut down for a little while. I mean, you have to weigh your options and weigh the cost of doing business and have a plan to either get out or get going. One of the two.
It's real funny, man, because you know we talk all the time And again, tonight we're talking about the Fed rate is going up. You'll be job hunting soon. And again, I'm not. The title of the show is not to pick at anybody, but I want people to understand that if that rate increase, that brings a lot of uncomfortable changes. They're corrective changes, but a lot of uncomfortable changes that I want people to be aware of and be less, again, proactive thinking than just being reactive to when things, get pulled, away from them, or they get a rug pulled up under them, and then I understand exactly what's causing this. So, me and you talk a lot of times where people see opportunity. It's a lot where your vantage point, how you process it. Some people are like, damn, the rate coming, we in a recession, this, that, and that. But then you got some people, it's like a light bulb go off in their damn head, and they just see a world of opportunities. Man, we can go do this, we can do that. And now's the time, I think sometimes people to think outside the box, what that Slick says. So I think COVID got a lot to go with things. So, about half blind. They got monkeypox and COVID numbers shooting up. Again, that's going to make it worse. I agree. The point that was stated was, so I think COVID got a lot to go with things stopping, shutting out. Now, with monkeypox and COVID numbers shooting up, it's going to make things worse. That's a great point. And again, we don't necessarily know the impact of that. That pandemic stuff, shit, we don't. That's just probably something that probably got to be something.
That's a whole other variable, right?
Yeah, and that's probably something that's going to be part of a normalcy also. But when you start looking at it like, you really can't even be in any kind of comfortable state.
That's true.
You got to kind of be thinking, a contingent or backup plan just in case with anything. But what I was just stating with the opportunity outlook, again, some people's thought process is like, man, just looking up, man, things are going down, the ship is sinking.
Right.
I don't know what to do. They're waiting for Biden or somebody, or maybe, a couple years, get Trump back in office. Yeah. Maybe Herschel Walker come up with some new plan.
Right.
But seriously, like, some people that whole different outlook. Man, we can do this, we can do that. And it's real funky because, again, you got people that actually, back in the 08, 09, they bought a boatload of houses for 8, 9, 10 grand. And now they see, man, they millions and millions of dollars now. But what if it never would increase?
Right. What if it would stay where it was at?
Exactly. And look how many people actually pre-pandemic made some big investments. And, they had to just lose everything. What's the right thing? What's the wrong thing?
I think a lot of times in business and entrepreneurship, there's really, everybody tell you they have this great formula. You see all the videos on YouTube, great formula to make your business successful. Okay, whatever. I don't think there's really no, it's just all trial and error a lot of times. It's trial and error making businesses successful. It's not necessarily a great sauce that you're going to spread over your business and sit back and watch it flourish. That just doesn't work that way. It takes hard work, and it also takes hard work and ingenuity in order to, to move these businesses forward, even without a pandemic or a recession or an inflation increase, a rate increase, from the feds. It takes a lot. It still takes a lot without all that. So you add all that on, it's still going to take a lot more.
Yeah.
Everybody could tell you they had the best ideas to be a successful businessman or businesswoman. Yeah, okay. And then 2 weeks later, you see they filing bankruptcy because their plan didn't work.
Well, you find out real quick you're going to have success, but you're going to have a lot of damn failures and mistakes. And those are your teaching moments that you adjust from. But at the end of the day, depending on how big that lesson is, if you ever recover or not. Okay? Slick just said the big check ain't coming back, so you can't wait on the government like before. I agree. I think what they're looking at right now, I don't think the cash infusion, stimulus payments and stuff like that will be back no time soon unless you get some kind of pandemic again. You were doing it. And I think even the pandemic wouldn't have been, me speaking, it wouldn't been as impactful if leadership at the time had been more aggressive. I look back at swine flu, SARS, and all that kind of stuff. That's one of the things I will say. I think President Obama did a pretty good job. Yeah, of shutting stuff down. But when you let stuff get out of hand and act like stuff
Don't
is just a
exist.
damn code, I think that's what had a major impact. You know how leadership react to it with doing that. But again, we're going down this road again with these rates increasing. You're gonna see guys over the next couple months, business is gonna start tightening up.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be tightening up, and I just don't want people to be caught off guard. Hey, listen, man, they laid me off. They doing it. They gotta stay open. They gotta stay open. People, we did some funky stuff the past year. When I said we, I'm just talking people in general. When you book,
You're right.
your book said, "No, I ain't gonna work. I ain't gonna do this. I'm gonna, I gotta get more money. I need a living wage. You gotta pay me more money to come in," and you did it. So what you did was you booked, but there ain't no kind of loyalty or whatever.
Right.
So now they get an opportunity to lay you off. Ain't no big deal. And we gotta understand, once things level off, we talking about when I say level off, price and cost level off, so will wages. So again, they can go back to whatever they want to go back to.
Right.
Sometimes you have to pay some people certain things to do certain stuff, but again, once it level off, they're not paying. I mean, if we go back to Saudi, when I say Saudi, when Afghan and all that stuff popped off, they ain't paying contractors way more than what they did back then.
Right.
You
That's
had
true.
to have people come over there doing stuff because the war. But when they level off, hey, look, this is what we offering now because I got more of y'all. So I got more of y'all. I don't have to do that. All that entrepreneur money out there is done died down. So y'all got to work now. Y'all done spent that PPP and disaster money.
Right.
So you need to work now.
And you should have been working in the first place. But anyway, yeah, you have to work in order to make the business successful. Don't worry about that, just water.
I'm sorry, lad.
That's just water.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I think a lot of times we get this fantasy vision of the business and being successful, and now that it's not successful, and now that it's we're struggling to keep the doors open, and that goes for us even working at these businesses. We got to realize the business is always loyal to itself first. It's never really loyal to you as an employee. Their first mindset is to make a profit, and a lot of people don't realize. Yeah, we make the burgers, we fix the houses, we do this, but we're still an expense. We're not income. We're not on the income side. We're on the expense side. Payroll is an expense, and it's most times the highest expense within a company. That's just point blank period. If you're only making $10, you still have, the bigger the company, the more people that are making $10. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you learn in business school, man, the loyalty of the company, the people running the company, is not to the customer; it's to the shareholders.
To the shareholders.
If you ain't making no money, it doesn't make any sense. They'll get rid of leadership. So at the end of the day, the byproduct you want to make folks, deliver a good product, good service to your customers. But the people that own it, they got to be compensated, and that's all that matters.
That's what they in it for. They're not in it to keep you a job. They in to make them money. It's all about them.
Well, thought process, if we doing a good job, providing good service, providing good product, that's going to make us more money. But the focus is still to what? Make more money.
Make more money.
That's point blank period. Not, whatever, well, this place loves their employees and all that kind of stuff. You want to believe that fantasy.
Right.
I can do appreciation day. I can buy y'all some cups and all that kind of stuff like that. I've been through all that shit, and with doing it. But in the offices, man, they're trying to figure out what can they do to make you happy by doing the least. And I remember when I worked in a warehouse, John Wheeler Homes, I was working there. Man, them guys, so damn still. Keep in mind, I was younger then.
Right.
But you know what they did, man? Instead of just giving us raises, they bought like 3 or 4 coolers and bought Gatorade and let us pick the flavors.
Right.
And so we felt good because they bought a gigantic fan, bought us some Gatorade to drink out there in the sun.
Keep y'all cool.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, I ain't gave us no damn raise.
Smoke and mirror. So when you go and ask for that raise, you're like, well, you know, we had to get all that Gatorade and
Yeah,
that
man,
fan.
we got that fan and
Right.
the Gatorade and stuff like that. What the hell?
I'm gonna give you a more close. When the pandemic happened, the job I was working at, they was like a week prior. They was like, you know, we're gonna do whatever we can to keep your jobs. The blah 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 blah. We're gonna do all we can. Everything's gonna be fine. 1 week later, they laid us all off. But they still went on ahead and got that PPP money and made that $3-4 million and made sure they were good. You get what I'm saying? So their loyalty was not to us in the first place. And you got to just. That's why when I'm at a job, I do the work. I'm getting paid to do it. But I'm not gonna put that much emphasis in. This is my family and all. It don't work that way for me.
Well,
I'm all like when I got laid off at that job, there was nothing in my office. I just picked up my bag and walked out
Kept it
because
moving.
I kept it moving. I'm not gonna get attached like that because I know you already know your loyalty is not to me. Your loyalty is to you, and your shareholders, and if it's a privately held company, to the company itself.
Is anybody comment?
No, not
Other
yet.
thing?
Not yet.
The thing of it is, they probably had intentions of keeping people jobs that's out there until they shit got threatened. You know, yeah, we want to help people protect people's job, but then you start turning around because they're not looking at it like their job, but once their job, oh hell no,
Right.
oh hell no, we can't do that. We gotta get rid of some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I always remember when I worked one job, that same damn working in that warehouse, and I remember my supervisor sitting there with me telling me, he wrote down the performance report. You know, he was like, orders not getting pulled on time, orders not getting met and all that. And I was like, hey man, do it. Look, this is I say your damn name. He probably dead now too. He was an older cat then. But hey, do it. You know, that's not what's going on, man. Hey, I didn't pull anything late. He
Right.
said, hey Deontay, they're on my back, so I gotta put something down.
Right.
What the that got to do with me?
Right.
I mean, I'm like, man, do you think I'm that damn stupid
Right.
that you gonna put something down saying I'm messing up
Right.
for you to help keep your job?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The shock of it all.
Well, I'm gonna say some shit there, boy.
So let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Do you think, and this is just your opinion, your economic expertise,
No,
do you think the rate will be going higher?
I think it'll get up to 8-9%.
They already have a number in their head, I'm sure.
They
And they just keep inching up a 0.5%,
Work.
2.5%, you know what I'm saying, 0.25%. They inching it up. What I don't think is, and this is just me from, I'm not an economics major, but I do have business major. They're not going to hit you with the 1% because that's a shock. You get what I'm saying? That when you hit with 1% interest rate, oh my God, everybody starts panicking. So they hit you with these smaller numbers so you can absorb it, but it's still going to go up to what they have in their head. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, everything's, to your point, it's gonna be incremental.
Mm-hmm.
How they going with the rate? The flip side of it is, it's just about the impact and the changes. See if it's sustained changes. If you see housing prices decrease, and in addition with housing prices decreasing, and then also sales increase with it. That's one thing. Because now, like I said, you kind of hit that plateau. Like, look, man, you cannot. Because again, you cannot. It's one thing to buy the house for $400,000 at 2%, but now you got to turn around and say, hey, I got to buy this thing at 5%. So you almost looking at shit. I mean, it can go from 2 to 4. Excuse me, the note get double.
Right.
On a 30-year mortgage.
Right.
So now you sitting there like, I can't afford this. So now if you increase it, now the prices are gonna have to go up. I'm sorry, the sales are gonna go down with it because the price is gonna have to drop. You can't keep selling
high-end, expensive houses.
Yeah, or even just say a moderate house.
Right.
With a high rate. Slick ass. So people income tax will be affected too. I doubt income taxes will be affected. Taxes just the taxes on there. The only way taxes will increase if government has to do more spending. Say if you have another, i.e., stimulus, things like that. I don't, they can keep printing out money and growing a deficit and stuff like that. But when they want to start cutting into it, that's when their taxes are gonna, the income taxes are gonna increase with that.
Right.
Your basic property tax and all that kind of stuff, that's based off the home value prices. So again, your value of your house going up, that's just going to, or inverse of doing it. Some of the impacts are going to come from doing that is, again, you should start seeing, to last point, well, the first answer, to finish answer on that first question, I think it might creep up around about, Fed rate may go up to maybe 6-7%.
Okay.
If things don't really have any kind of impact by the end of the year. But, and that'll be, you're talking about mortgage rates, 8% possibly. Unless you see some kind of impact. What I mean by the impact, prices going down.
Oh, okay.
With doing it. We understand the impact of that too. You got people that bought these $400,000 houses.
Right.
And I think they are going to drop in value. Because again, they're going to start selling some people that they got it for $4 grand, up having to get it. You end up getting them same houses maybe. I think it'll be a crazy drop.
You don't think so?
Nah. 350, 375. You got a 400, might go to 350, 375. I don't think it'll be a crazy drop. That's why you're having these, rates. You kind of make it incremental to kind of do it. Worst case, 400 to 350. We're doing it. That's why I made a video about I wouldn't buy a house right now. I would just say, look, try to wait till at least the end of the year to kind of get an idea. If you got to get it, you got to get it. Exactly. Right. Where it's going to settle at, see where the economy going. Because what you don't want to do is get this overvalued product and
you stuck.
You stuck. And I doubt it'll be a situation where you be upside down. But you still could lose some equity. I do think it's going to be some negative equity situations where people do, but I don't think it's going to be a big one because they're trying to get ahead of the game with doing it. But to the point earlier, we can't control pandemic. We just say numbers are going up. But if they do another, I doubt they'll do another shutdown. I think they'll do a strong slowdown. But I don't know if they'll do another shutdown with doing it. But those kind of things you just don't know. You can't control those.
Right.
So that comes again. Now you got to sit here and pivot and adjust that plan. But like I said, man, you're looking at some of these rental prices and all the other kind of stuff.
The rental prices out of control.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, like I'm not saying out of control. I guess it is what the market can bear, right? If people weren't renting for them amount, you wouldn't have those amounts. But at the same time,
well, the market can't bear it. That's why they had the rates going up.
Oh, so market, okay.
That's the whole point of the rates going up, to cause this slowdown, to cause these decreases in prices. Because the cost of doing business in the world, especially in this country, is too damn high.
Right.
And man, everybody damn paycheck away from being damn, just everybody got my OnlyFans page.
Say hey to Jane Pearson. She was making some smiley faces on YouTube. Jane Pearson.
Jana Pearson?
Yeah.
Hey, Jana, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. But, I just want people to really be aware of that, man, because it's going to be real funky the next couple months. And you're already looking at it, too, just with slick action with taxes going up. I think what they really done over the past year has been more conscious of people being creative. That's why they taxing. That's why they're going to make sure they get all that Uber, Lyft, online sales money. I mean, those are revenue streams the IRS has not, that have been going on for the past 5 damn years. Well, people making decent amount of money, they never was getting that money. So now you're just looking, those are a whole different, man, you can imagine how many billions of dollars the government is finna get in between just that whole gig economy online sales.
Right.
That's going to be a big game changer.
Right.
And they're prepping for it. They're going to probably make, tell them how much money in 2022, just on that particular money in particular. Your Airbnbs and all that stuff that people are doing, that they were just making straight money, they had to worry about that.
Right.
That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, they going to tax all that stuff. They figuring out a way to tax everything.
The key thing is, they're taxing, they just, and making sure you recoup it. Because again, if they not recouping, it's gonna start coming out of the transactions. Like how, I remember years ago, go back 10, 15 years ago, that was one of the things. Like I know eBay and all them folks were fighting. Hey, no tax government, online sales. Hell, man, that's just part of doing business now.
Right.
You ain't gonna be able to, get away with doing that anymore. It's gonna be the same way with the gig economy, with doing that and stuff. So it's gonna be interesting, man, because I just think that a lot of those blue collar jobs, it's gonna be real tough. It's gonna be real tough next month. I think we're gonna go back to those, smaller scale working environments. You got 10 in, gonna go to 5, bump up their pay, and try to put some innovative ways to do it. But
I mean, I just read, everybody wanted a Silicon Valley job. They didn't start downtown. They didn't start downsizing Silicon Valley. And you think about that, that was the place to be for the last 20 years. They downsizing now. They didn't start downsizing jobs and all that stuff, not hiring as much as they used to.
Well, like I said, people keep in mind, it's not going to stay down, but it has to correct itself. The market got to correct itself, and like I said, those are just things that the Fed are doing to help level it off. Because you can't keep having rents and stuff like that going up like that, and the income levels just can't do it. Because again, it's washing out. Because even if the rents and everything, the cost, the burgers and everything, I was hungry as hell earlier today. I was hungry as hell. I said, let me just stop by Banana Bread on my health tick. You know what I'm saying? I said, let me go get me a little chicken sandwich.
Okay.
And I don't even think they had the prices up there. Cool. I pull up $12.
Ooh.
I said, well, ma'am, I ain't get the combo. I know you just got the sandwich. I said, goddamn well.
But that's the thing. See, that's the thing. Everything has gone up. Everything is gone. I think I had 6 things in my basket the other day when I went to the grocery store, and it was $162. Like, literally, like, everything has gone up so high. It's amazing. And they just throw those prices at you like, take it or leave it.
And you don't be, and if it's something, like you said, it's simple, you ain't even damn thinking like it's going to be that much. You just putting the shit in your cart.
Right.
You ain't looking at prices in there. You get the rest. What the hell? That ring something twice?
Right.
Now, and really right now, again, guys, I want you to be aware, at the executive level, a lot of these organizations, they just strategizing how they're going to be doing stuff over the next 3 or 4 months. How with the layoffs.
Let me ask you a question. This is really an opinion deal. With the price of everything going up, do you think that is contributing to the crime rate?
Man, well, I gotta. It's gonna. The price is going up. I don't necessarily contribute to the crime rate. I think the economic slowdown, which could be a product of prices going up, because again, cost of living. But I think the economic slowdown has a lot to do with it, because if you got a booming economy, prices going up, it may not be an issue. But we know at the end of the day, the economy ain't necessarily booming.
Right.
Just everything high as hell.
Right.
That's the thing about it. That BMW sitting parked.
Real hard.
Hell no. Hell no. I'm Toyota like a muck right now. Shit. Man. I ain't
without a question.
Man, shit. Got me really thinking about putting that bicycle together. Put me a little hat, burn some calories.
Right.
That's a new game right there. Trying to hustle out some gas. That's the new hustle. But I don't necessarily know the crime rate is true, but I think the other factors, just like the economic slowdown and those kind of things, that's where crime goes rampant. Because not necessarily, you already have some people that's just not going to do right. But then, the lack of opportunities. Okay. People start doing this, that, do what you got to do mentality with doing it. That is something to see with doing it. But you don't want to get to where it's so slow like that. You got countries out there like Russia and all them. They finna go through some stuff. And I know they've seen it. I don't think. I don't think that people thought this thing was gonna be going as long as it's been going. What I'm talking about as far as with Ukraine and Russia. Again, you start looking at it from deliverables that they have, some of those minerals and
that's the thing, right?
produce and stuff, the commodity that they produce out of those countries. The cost going up, that has a global impact. That's why we look at it, just say those supply chain, food costs. We start looking at the amount of fuel and stuff like that. It takes a ship to hit these docks and hit these reports.
Right.
Tripling costs and all that kind of stuff, so it's gonna trickle down and everything. And so at the end of the day, the company still gotta make sure the margins. What I mean by margins, the money that you making minus your expenses, they still want the margins to stay at a certain point.
Right.
Because if they don't, they'll have to close down.
Okay.
So that's when they start auditing what can we take away. And actually, easy math just lay people off, but it may be some of the perks that your job have or something like that.
Right.
But
To start with.
Yeah, to start with.
Right.
And that's what I'm for understand. That's what's going on right now. And these officers say, man, listen, we might not be able to have that little company picnic. We might just sit out there in the parking lot with some hot dogs. And real talk now.
Right.
So, those kind of things that everybody trying to strategize so you don't have to lay people off. But I want people to understand this is what's coming. So be less understanding, like I said again, that we hear and the rate going up and this, that. It's a reason why.
Right. And they should be able to pivot. They got to be able to pivot on this stuff.
Yeah, because that's the thing, exactly. And unfortunately, the vast majority of people don't pivot. They don't pivot. They just react.
Right.
And move forward. And we want to get away from doing that. I don't expect everybody to be this technological whiz or financial expert or business owner, entrepreneur. Whatever you want to do, if you want to do something extra to kind of help you out, cool. But everybody ain't got to be no damn mogul.
Right.
But everybody don't need to be uninformed either.
That's true.
So that's one of the biggest things I want people to kind of be navigating with that whole thought process of really just trying to get yourself in a situation where, hey, look, at least I know what's going on, what's happening. So that's why I want to talk about with tonight's show. The Fed rate is going up, you lose, Fed rate is going up, you about to lose your job soon.
And business is going to slow down.
Yeah, business going to slow down real bad. Because again, like I said, you're talking, hey man, that whole mortgage industry and all that kind of stuff, folk been getting some nice commission checks.
Right.
Nice commission checks. But there's no way in the hell they can sell a house at 8% rate. Or
I think people don't equate, well they should, but they don't equate Fed rate going up with consumer spending going down. And that's why the jobs are going to be lost. Because if I can't afford to go to the store, I'm not going to go. If I lost my job, see, it's like you said, it's a trickle-down effect.
Exactly.
The rate goes up, people start laying folks off, consumer spending goes down.
Exactly.
Right.
But the good part about it is what? Prices go down, and now we can start doing things at a more functioning rate. Now we start back hiring people.
Okay.
So
Flatline. Once that flatline comes.
There you go. There
Right.
you go. And it really depends on how far we're gonna go before that flat line comes. So that's the kind of thing. To answer your question about with the rates, I don't know.
They got 7 more. How many months? They got 5 more months in this year. They've been going up every other month.
That's why I'm kind of stuck on. I think if you can hold tight without doing any kind of major acquisitions or anything like that, at least through the year, you'll be okay. You probably have enough intel to make an informed decision. But if I gotta do this, that, and that stuff, I don't know, man.
Right.
It may not be the best option for you. Because, like I said, rates and, shit. They going up, brother.
Right.
They going up. And these jobs can make, if you get any kind of long-term commitment, i.e. house, i.e. car, you ain't got no damn job.
The impact gonna be felt.
Hey, man, for real. But like I said, again, understand the inverse of it. When those things hit like that, it's just to correct yourself and go up. So I want people to be kind of thinking about that. And so how do we think about that is try to go back to what we talked about earlier. Try to make yourself recession-proof. Try to start thinking about the skill sets you can be doing to kind of help your, just in case it slows down. I'm talking about your income. What you can do to help your bottom line as an individual. What can you think of you can do? You might want to start, selling some plates,
Right.
you know, cutting some grass.
Right.
OnlyFans. Well, it's amazing, boy. But I was serious enough, but I do want people to kind of be going into the whole thought process with doing it. Anybody leave the comments, anything? I might have scared the hell out of everybody with that damn title.
Right. It's kind of one of those, what?
The hell Poochie talking about tonight.
Right.
But with all that said, I want you guys, again, be proactive. Be proactive, understand what's going on with the Fed rate, understand the impact that you have in this, you know, ecosystem of life and business and stuff where you figure it, but also try to add some kind of skill set or something like that to help you with that. But most importantly, guys, just be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. We want to get out of that reactionary mode. So, you know, with that said, you know, we're going to wrap up tonight's show. But I want to tell you guys, you know, again, if you are interested in getting into the tax business, go to the YouTube channel, hit that link to get the course, and we're doing that. I'm going to be starting next week doing some videos, talking about it, promoting real heavy the course and everything like that. So, you know, I want you guys, you know, and if you are in Atlanta, feel free to come out there and check us out at Harper Day.
Right.
This Saturday again from 12 to 6 at Harper Archer Elementary School.
Right.
We're going to party, have a good time. Big shout out, man. I want to give a shout out to three, I had good smoking the past week. 3 cigar spots on the south side of Atlanta, man. My man John at Groovy Blues in McDonough.
Okay.
Cool spot.
Okay.
My folks over there at Smoke City.
Okay.
It's a Lovejoy on Tara Boulevard, Smoke City Cigars.
Okay.
And also, man, I was up there earlier today at Legacy Brothers in Riverdale on Highway 5.
Okay.
So you're on the south side. And there are more. You know, I like to smoke. Give everybody, you know, I got these platforms and everything like that. So my people, you know, that's going on there. You know, if you on the south side, you like smoking, there are 3 spots: Legacy Brothers, Smoke City Cigars, and Groovy Blues. So you're on the south side, you like smoking. That's some real good spots to hit up. Real good people as well.
Slick say, what about claiming your rent on your taxes?
That damn fool. What the hell? Man, let me tell y'all something, guys. Listen. And I'm going to say this too, man, because I seen that video. The guy was talking about, you can do this. Man, that's some of the biggest stuff. You know, the guy put on there that you could, there was a video that was going on. The guy said that you could write off your rent on your taxes if you turn around and have it's called God, I forgot the form number. It's an 8283. Long story short, you do get to do what's called a home office deduction, right? The issue comes up if what the government allows you to do is take a certain percentage of your home and use that portion of it where you can write off certain expenses. Guys, that number is so damn small. Doing this guy put on like 8 or 10%, and then he said, like, you know, you got a part of your home, like if it's using 50% of it, 30% as your home office, it's gonna be relative.
Right.
I want to say this to everybody so we all understand this. Get you a professional.
Right.
Get you a professional.
Get you a pooch.
Yeah, get you a poochie, whoever. Man, because I'm saying some of these people are putting stuff on there. And I always say, man, one thing I always tell people, get you people that are credible and verifiable. And the reason why I say that, because if you're dealing with a real lawyer, a real accountant, a real architect, a real doctor, they're going to tell that because their reputation is on the line.
Right.
You live with these damn folks.
And they licenses.
Yeah, they licenses. So if I speak, I'm going to speak on what I damn know.
Right.
I had a video. It's funny we said this because somebody made a comment on one of my videos. I did a video on ACV, RCV. What that is, actual cost value and the replacement cost value. So what we mean by that is a lot of times you have, you know, roof damages and stuff. So an actual cost value of a roof is when you have a policy, it's cheaper, but when the replacement value, you know, your roof depreciates, you know, just say if you put a home claim in an actual cost policy will just give you the actual cash value at that particular time. So actually, in actuality, they're depreciating the asset that you got insured. So when you get the actual claim cut out, they're going to look at the when the check is issued, they're depreciating it, and they're going to do it minus the actual deductible.
Okay.
So you can actually have, just say if your roof is valued at $8,000, because it's depreciated over a couple of years, maybe $3,000 that it went to over a 10-year period, and then minus the deductible might be $1,000. You might get $1,000 check. That's the actual cost. It's cheaper. The premium is cheaper.
Okay.
A replacement cost will replace the whole roof, regardless of what the cost of it is.
Okay.
And what happens is, I shared a story what happened with me. I had an actual cost on one of my rental properties. When they put a claim in, an adjuster told me that, hey man, listen, this is, you got an actual cost. You might want to be wary of this. And I stopped the claim. Somebody put in my comments, that's fraud. It is now, and theoretically, it's fraud if you know that going into doing it because you have a cheaper policy.
Right.
The adjuster told me about it. I never went through with the claim because, again, I had one of my contractors go out and say, hey man, listen, this not hail and wind damage, so you didn't need to do it. But at the end of the day, I made a comment on there, let them know, hey, this is the story on how I came out to understand about the different policies.
Right.
I say all this to say, when I put stuff out there, I'm an accountant.
Right.
So if you turn around and say, hey, listen, I'm putting out false information or wrong information, that has some kind of blowback to me.
Right.
So when you start listening to some of these people that's giving all this information, you really do want to verify who the hell you're listening to, because that person do got a reputation to uphold. And you got this guy that done rented this damn car. They just had a sister. There was a sister at a dealership. She's what is she selling, like a real estate course? And she showed at the dealership she bought a car with the money she's making with doing the hacks, and the damn dealership did a post like, hey man, she didn't even buy this damn car, and with doing it. People, I want you to trust me, but I have no problem with you going back, verifying and checking what I'm doing. The same, give me scrutiny. I'm not tripping on that.
Right.
Because if I'm not for sure, I tell you I ain't for sure. I got no problem with doing that. But be very, very careful that people get advice. The money that you feel like you saving by not hiring that professional, you're going to end up paying it to fix the issue exactly anyway.
Right.
Real talk.
Right.
Real talk. How many of us done went and got, Mr. Charlie, he'll paint it, he ain't going to charge that. He'll do the electrical work and all that stuff. They not licensed, they not bonded. And your whole house gets set on damn fire.
Right.
How many of us have let that dude at AutoZone work on our damn car, and we get a mile down the road, the whole damn bottom fall off and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to go with somebody credible. It might cost you more money right then, but in the long run, you ain't
peace
spending,
of mind is there.
Yeah, triple that to get it fixed. Because like I tell folks, when I got to fix stuff, shit, I'm a whole lot more expensive.
Right.
And everything. So just be mindful of that, because you had no shortage of gurus and stuff, and it sounds so good. But man, don't get into that stuff. The hell you gonna write off your damn? Man, come on now. Now rent is a basic business expense, but if we just talking about the average person,
right,
doing it,
nah.
And when people do that, hey, show receipts. Don't just tell me, show me on a piece of paper where you can do
where
that.
you did it at.
Yeah.
You're right.
Because they're not going to do that. Why? Because now you let the IRS and all the other people see this BS you're putting out there. They put themselves with liability.
Right. Don't
do it, guys. Don't do it. Be careful of that. Like I said, I want you to trust me, but I ain't got no problem with checking me.
Right.
I ain't got no problem with doing that. And most, like I said, if you have lawyers and doctors and people that's their profession, they're going to, they know what they got at hand. The risk they have associated with giving out wrong information. So again, like the gurus, man, they can get you put in a bad spot.
Right.
I'm glad she asked that. That video threw me the hell off, man. When I seen that, man. But again, man, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. We're talking about the Fed rate going up. Your job, you'll be losing your job soon. Again, guys, I appreciate the dialogue. It's been an awesome, awesome, awesome month of July. So I love you guys. Want you guys to be safe. August is going to be off the hook, too. I got a lot of great information coming up. Also, guys, make sure you check out everybody on my Misfits Radio family. We got a lot of shows on there. So make sure you go to Misfits Radio, Misfits TV. Subscribe to both. Check out all the shows that we got on Misfits TV, Misfits Radio. Check out their shows. Subscribe to it as well. What I'm missing, Lab?
And if you want your event live stream, hit us up. We'll work it out. Hit us up.
Hey, man, y'all hear that? Everybody want to get into podcasting. Everybody want to get into YouTube. Hey, man, look, you got to spend a little money. Now, again, you might eat raw eggs and do some silly stuff and go viral with doing that and stuff, and that's cool. But that's far and few between.
Right, very few.
That's far and few between. But if you want to have some sustained stuff, you got to put a little change out there.
That's right.
You got And I'm not saying you got to go broke behind it, but you can't expect to make $10,000, $20,000 by putting out nothing.
Right.
It just, you know, you gotta put some time, put some swag equity out there, and then you gotta put a couple coins too.
Couple coins.
Not that much, guys. But hey, Mr. Short Dollar getting free information. But guys, look, I love you guys. Want you guys to be safe. Shout out to everybody out there doing well and stuff like that. Continue to do well. Make sure you share the information about Mr. Short Dollar. Look, we right there at 24,200. We're trying to get at 25,000 before the end of August. So let's go on and get it, guys. Let's go on and get it. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar. Subscribe to it. Got a lot of great information on the channel. A lot of great information coming down the pike. Take care of yourself. Anybody got any questions? Everybody good, quiet?
They good.
Man?
Everybody quiet.
Y'all take care. Love you guys. Be safe and talk with you soon.